Hi, I am Sarah, and welcome back to our channel. Our subject is the war. And who's cashing it? What if war isn't just about power, but profit? In this investigative documentary, we uncover the financial engine behind the 2026 Iran war, breaking down how much it really costs, who is funding it, and most importantly, who is making money from it. From defense contractors and oil giants to global financial systems, this video exposes the hidden economy of war, where every missile fired, every drone launched, and every barrel of oil disrupted has a price tag. Behind every war, there's a story. A story of power, politics, and perception. But there's another story, one that is rarely told. A story written not in headlines, but in balance sheets. Because while nations fight, while civilians suffer, while the world watches, money moves. And in the case of the 2026 Iran war, money isn't just moving, it's multiplying. In just the first 6 days, this war cost the United States over $11 billion. Within weeks, estimates surged past $20 billion. And projections now suggest this conflict could eventually exceed $200 billion or even reach $1 trillion when long-term costs are included. So the question is not just, how much is this war costing? But, who is getting paid? War is never just about bombs and bullets. It's about logistics, fuel, technology, supply chains, and time. In the first week alone, the US spent over $11 billion, mostly on weapons and operations. Daily costs quickly escalated to nearly $2 billion per day in peak operations. And that's just direct military spending. When you include deployment of aircraft carriers, maintenance of over 200 aircraft, missile systems, and drones, even baseline operational costs exceed $59 million per day. Now multiply that by weeks, months, possibly years. Let's break it down. Over 850 Tomahawk missiles have already been launched. Each one costs roughly $1 to $2 million. That's over $1 billion in missiles alone. Precision-guided munitions, airstrikes, and drone warfare are consuming billions more. In fact, munitions alone accounted for over $5 billion in the early phase. And here's the reality: every missile fired is revenue for someone. War fuels one of the largest industries on Earth, the defense sector. The United States already spends nearly $1 trillion annually on defense, more than the next 9 countries combined. Now, with the Iran war, production is being quadrupled to sustain demand. Missiles need replacing, drones need manufacturing, systems need upgrading, and companies involved in missile systems, fighter jets, surveillance technology are directly tied to this surge. Because in war, demand is guaranteed. Here's where the story gets more complex. Traditionally, wars boost defense stocks. But this war is different. Some defense investment funds have actually declined by around 12% since the conflict began. Why? Because modern warfare is changing. Cheap drones, cyber warfare, AI systems are replacing expensive traditional weapons, meaning the winners are shifting. So what does this mean? It means war is not just a political decision. It's an economic system where governments spend, companies earn, citizens pay, and the battlefield extends far beyond the front lines. Follow the money, you'll always find the truth. Wars don't just happen, they're funded. Why is it always profitable for someone? These aren't conflicts, they're industries. So the next time you hear about war, don't just ask who is winning. Ask who is earning. Because behind every war, there are numbers, contracts, transactions, and profits hidden in plain sight. I'm Izay, and this has been your deep dive into the story behind the story. Behind every war, money talks. If you found this investigation valuable, subscribe for more deep, fact-based documentaries. And tell us in the comments, do you think war is driven more by strategy or by profit? If there's one sector consistently benefiting, it's energy. The Strait of Hormuz, responsible for 20% of global oil supply, has become a pressure point. Oil prices surged past $110 per barrel. Gas prices are rising. shipping costs are increasing. Global inflation is accelerating. And when oil prices rise, energy companies profit. Even instability becomes a commodity. This war is not just regional, it's global. Food prices rise due to fuel costs, shipping routes are disrupted, supply chains are rerouted, entire economies are adjusting. And the cost? Passed down to ordinary people. Through inflation, higher living costs, reduced purchasing power, war becomes a global tax. Not all war profits are obvious. Some industries benefit quietly: logistics companies, fuel surcharges, tech companies, AI, surveillance, cybersecurity, financial institutions, war financing, debt markets. Even e-commerce giants are adjusting prices due to rising costs. War creates an entire ecosystem of profit. Here's what most people don't see. The biggest costs come later. Veteran care, reconstruction, debt, interest. One estimate suggests total long-term costs could exceed $1 trillion. And that burden will last for decades. Thank you for watching. If you found this investigation valuable, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. It helps us continue bringing you in-depth, fact-based reporting. We truly appreciate your support. And before you go, make sure to click the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming reports. We'll see you in the next video.